Hello there. Not feeling very good today. Actually, I was pretty low yesterday too. I don't know what happened. I just got multiple attacks coming out of nowhere. And I'm living my life very carefully and gently with myself. And out of nowhere, two different situations happened. I'll talk about them really quick just so that maybe you can frame it of what's maybe happening in your world. But my energy was so low yesterday, I was just beaten to hell. I don't know if somebody was saying that the masculine collective was in fear. That might have been it. But I was so looking forward to this beautiful massage and Reiki session that I was going to have with this woman that I've known for a long time, and I've probably seen her for 4 or 5 sessions, and I trusted her deeply. And I went in, and she always wants emotion to flow and other things. So I talked deeply about shit that's going on in my life right now. I don't feel like a lot of stuff's working out, no matter how much I try. And I'll honestly say that I talked about stuff that wasn't working out, but not in a victim way. But we went through it, and there was some anger expressed, and it wasn't to her, and I was very careful to say that this isn't to you, it's to the collective, about how shit wasn't working out and how it wasn't acceptable anymore, and nothing violent or whatever, but there was really strong energy there, and she's working on my body through all of that, and moving energy and other stuff. And when we got to the very end, it just smashed me. I'm still reeling from it. But when she went to walk out of the room, it was just like, I don't know, like closing the door on getting the last word. But she went to walk out of the room, and she says, directly to my face, she says, "You're very deeply in victim, and you get what you sow." And you couldn't have hit me harder with the baseball bat right to the forehead and to the face, that this woman that I trusted, was deeply in my energy, was working on my solar plexus minutes ago or whatever, to just smash me as she walked out of the door. And it was kind of like, oh, okay. And she just closed the door, and it closed it, and it was just like, my sentence is complete. And I look back at it, and I'm sure some of the experience that I shared didn't align with her experience. It wasn't like it was dark or sexual or anything like that. It was just my experience. I've had a lot of things closed down, and my manifestation doesn't appear to be my own right now. And I've had to be okay with that for a while. And I spoke openly about how things aren't working out, and my relationships aren't working out, and my frustration at it. And this darkness came out of her. And I'm sure it was her own projection or whatever, or thought she thought she was helping me by sharing this and just smashing me with it. But it was exactly the opposite. I was just like, I walked out, and it was just like, I'm never seeing this woman again. I'm not going to participate in that. And I looked her in the eyes, and I was just trying to see where this came from, but I don't think she's even aware of where it came from. But I left, and that's completed that. But it just smashed me. I was in like a million pieces. I was a basket case afterwards, that maybe my whole reality was wrong, or what I see or whatever might be called into question. And I've since recovered that, and it's not true, and I feel much better. And then I expressed it, shared it with some friends, and he's like, "Oh, no, that's darkness coming through her, like, what the fuck?" And then shortly after that, my bank phoned me up and said that I'm on a credit review now, and that and he's demanding all this personal paperwork and financial information about mine. And at the end of the sentence, he says, "If you don't comply, we will take measures to revoke your credit," and basically what I heard was bankrupt you if I didn't. And it's like, there's no fucking way you guys deserve this information. So I had no way to get back to him. So I responded to the email. I said, "This is evil, whatever the hell you're trying to do to coerce me into giving stuff that I don't have to give to you because of your systems and your whatever rules that have changed does not apply." So we ended up I had to suffer some really dark shame about being in debt, but standing in my power at that same time. This guy, he's just some little peon at the bank. He eventually, once I came back and I said, this will not be tolerated, he got apologetic, and I said, I'm going to speak to management about this, and he just backed right off. And I said, hold on, man. I said, my business got destroyed by COVID. I said, what if I told you I didn't have that paperwork? What am I supposed to do? And then I turned around and I said, but where the fuck do you get off questioning me about this? I'm paying all my payments. I'm fully within my credit. I've got a very good credit rating. And who gets off starting to force this kind of stuff? And he backed off, and things are going to be resolved or whatever. But I had to stand in front of some peon person and deeply stand in my power and kind of grab the energy and say, this is not going to be tolerated. And it just felt so oppressive and so disgusting that the shame of me being in this debt situation, I don't feel I had any control over. It happened slowly over time. My business got destroyed. I couldn't pay those bills. Credit went up. I had to feed my kids and all these things. So to stand today as a man in expressing my shame and my guilt about having debt and feeling like I have no choice around it is important. And being able to stand in my power and realize I have a power, and that I'm not some slave to this system or this cage of debt and money, that I still have some rights and all this, and stating that directly with power. And I don't think he even knew what hit him when the discussion happened, but there's all these levels of insidious control that are going on. I won't call it darkness, because I don't think that guy chose darkness or that woman chose darkness. But when the energies came up, there's enough darkness left in a person that darkness can pass through us when our vibration gets low, or we feel scared or uncomfortable or whatever. These things can show up to express whatever dark intent to get us to be controlled. And I'm seeing it more and more often, where people do some stupid thing, or they won't follow through with their commitments, or whatever. And this low vibration of, I don't know how to even describe it, shows up. When I tried to move into my apartment last week or whatever, they drag their butts and they're in infighting mode and all this kind of stuff. Not my problem, but the energies that I was trying to interact with didn't have any integrity. But in the end, they served me, and I held them in integrity and reminded them of their commitments and the schedule and all this kind of stuff. And it all got sorted out. But it wanted to go all squirrely and sideways. There's so much of this going on right now. So excuse me, I guess I'm really opening my throat, but my cough is strong and I got a whole body like fevery feeling. I'm going to go hop in a salt bath soon, but just feeling that energy, it's almost like feeling an attack. So when these things come out from other people and it's their fear, their anger, or their projection coming out, we just need to, like, I didn't get angry when that happened with my massage therapist. I just looked her in the eyes and it was just like curious, and it's like, what's going on here? And then stepped away, like, okay, I don't have to participate in that, and it's not my job to call them out or tell them that they're wrong or whatever. But it smashed me wide open, so I had to go and explore and understand that inside of me there's a different truth than she has. And then with the bank, it was like, I will not stand for somebody forcing me to do anything, and especially a bank, because the rules and the control that they exert over us is illegal. It's not fair, and it's not safe. I've got credit card debt I'm paying massive amounts of money on, and I'm trying to restructure it by doing all this kind of stuff, and then they want to smash me over it, get me exposed and show all my undersides or whatever. We don't have to comply with this stuff. We just stand in our power and say, hold on, this isn't permitted. And they can ask and they can try and all this kind of stuff, but what's it feel like in your heart? Are you going to feel like you're exposed and raw and now they have power over you? Or are you going to stand there and say, no fucking way? this isn't going to happen. And when somebody like the massage therapist comes, it's like, okay, my feet are doing the walking here because I'm not going to go back into that again. It makes me even scared. Like, did my energy get touched? Did she insert something or whatever? I don't know. But I trusted her completely going in, and then by the end, she was a basket case. Like, what the hell happened? So how do you get trust? How do you get this kind of stuff? Well, keep going in. The trust is inside. Okay, does this feel right? No. Go talk to somebody that you can trust and discuss it with them, and they'll say, holy shit, there's something crazy going on there. That's not your energy at all. And I've had it reaffirmed a bunch of different times, but this one woman in this one case was testing me and made me feel like absolute shit. And I don't accept that. Like, where's your compassion? That's not acceptable at all. And maybe talk about it. Maybe you've had energy workers and other things. I've found many energy workers in my past that weren't in integrity, and afterwards it was question marks. So I'm very selective in who I let in, and the fact that this happened kind of scares me. It rocks me to the foundation. Am I seeing everything? Am I really seeing the right facets of people, or am I just seeing some facade? So these are all tests in some way, and they're not fun, and we don't deserve them. And I stand fucking here, right here and right now, and say no more. These are not permitted to happen. These are not permitted to come through people I trust. This is bullshit. You can fuck the hell off. And then step back and let that energy go out into the collective and say, fuck the hell off. Any energies that are manipulating, controlling, fucking trying to make me doubt myself and question myself can fuck the hell off. And if you approach again, you'll burn in infinite violet flame, infinite fire, whatever, because I will not accept it again. I allowed it at one past point in my life in the past, and I won't allow it again. So make those declarations for yourself. I will not allow these things to continue. I had a hole there. I had a hole there. I'm going to resolve that. I'm going to speak up. I'm going to stand in my power and move forward and love myself. So it's happening. Be aware. Observe. Do not engage. Do not get all bent out of shape. Like yesterday, my whole reality was collapsed. I thought I was going to be bankrupt tomorrow and all my money was going to disappear and all this kind of stuff, all for doing right, paying my bills, not being even in outside of payment terms or whatever you call that, or in deficit or whatever. I'm paying it all. Where the fuck did this come from? So it's happening all over the place. It's making us question ourselves. We deserve better. Shine your light, be love, do the best you can. And if you're still not sure or whatever, or you're lost, send me a note. I talk to people all the time, and I'm more than happy to give a reflection of what I see, and that might be just the thing that you need when your whole reality is being questioned. And I see underneath things, and I see into people, and I see the whys, and that can be a huge gift at times like this when things are questioned and falling apart. So I love you all. Wish you a very good day, and talk more soon. Thank you.